All right. We live in a time where it seems like there's more war propaganda than truth. And we want to get to the truth of what's really going on in this Russia Ukraine war, what's going on in the United States with our military, with a potential coup happening over in Africa led by the United States of America. I have with me today former CIA Larry Johnson. Larry, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Always a pleasure to be with you, Stephen.
Great. Well, you're quickly becoming one of the show favorites, so I appreciate you taking time out of your busy day. I think it's pretty obvious that the Ukraine counteroffensive against Russia has failed. Do you think that the counteroffensive from Ukraine failing has Russia starting to pull back or just hold their line? It doesn't appear that they're trying to push deeper into the West. They're not behaving as if they're going to go all the way to Kyiv and then take over Poland and then take over Western Europe. What are your thoughts on all of this?
Well, a lot of the Western narrative has been driven by some very false assumptions. Number one, the claim that Russia is intent upon rebuilding the Soviet empire, that word empire, and are going to take over all of Europe. Well, just understand the history of Russia and then even the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union, yes, occupied parts of Eastern Europe after the end of World War II. And people can argue about that from an academic standpoint, but from the Soviet standpoint, they saw that as a buffer zone because they had been invaded from the West. They had suffered 27 million casualties. Killed in action, actually. And so they weren't going to go through that again. So in the history of Russia, Russia has not been carrying out aggressive, what we'll call wars of empire building around the world. The only country that's really been actively doing that over the last 30 years is the United States. And we can run down the list of different countries where we've launched various military adventures. So what's happening right now is the reality is Russia is going to secure the Russian-speaking provinces of Ukraine. And it's under no timetable. There's no clock ticking down that requires Russia accomplish these tasks by a date certain. What Russia did say at the outset is one of its objectives in what they called a special military operation